Hiya, folks. This is Rick Emmett of Triumph.
This is Mark Merrill, also known as Johnny B. Bad.
Hi, this is a best-selling author. I threw the best-selling in there. Best-selling author Dick Wybrow.
I'm Melanie from Second Shooter.
This is Jeff with Second Shooter.
Hey everybody, it's Brian Allen from Bridges Ablaze.
Hey, this is Sammy Lee, drummer of the band Red Rain.
Yo guys, it's Mark McKay.
Hey, this is Frank Fletcher.
Hola amigos, this is Billy Sheehan.
Hey guys, this is John Karabi.
Hi, this is Jim Valance.
What's up everybody, it's Logan from All the Pretty Things.
Hey guys, it's Leather Leone.
This is Nothing from Inside the Trojan Horse.
What's up guys, Cassandra Carson here from Paralandra and the Life Project.
My name's Reggie and you are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Thanks so much for joining the most amazing twosome out there.
It's time once again for the Weekly Pour, the show that knows everything about absolutely nothing. Here are your hosts, TBT and Ace.
That is us. Welcome to episode 173 of the Weekly Pour podcast. I am TBT. That guy over there is Ace. And welcome. We're glad you're here. Lots of stuff to get into tonight between Mötley Crüe and Extreme and Sebastian Bach again. Lots of stuff. There's lots of news. The first thing I want to do is once again welcome everybody that's in the chat. If you are watching this live on the YouTubes, be sure to jump into the chat and say hi. If you don't want to say hi, then don't. I don't care. But say something and pick on moderator Natalie because of the post that she made where she says welcome in, and she says to make sure you hit the thumbs up and also hit subscribe and notify me so that we need some commas in there, because I was like thinking I had to notify her when we went live, and I don't know. It's the grammar is really it's pushing the limits of whether or not we're going to keep her for the entire show.
Why do we have to tell her anything?
I mean, good call.
She's like, do this, do that, and then tell me. And I mean, my gosh.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost kind of rude, isn't it?
A little bit.
We kind of want listeners, but there she is being all weird and everything. Anyway, welcome in. Of course, if you are new to the show, you may not know this, so I'm going to tell you. We are brought to you by Petty's Poor Decisions. I'm actually wearing my Petty's Poor Decisions cool kick-ass shirt this week. You too can get one if you contact Petty's Poor Decisions. That link is available on the show description a little further down when you look at that description, as are all of our links and our phone number for you to call, leave voicemails, all that fun stuff, and our email. So yeah. Welcome. It is 50 degrees today. It was 80 degrees 2 days ago. My grass is green. Gonna need mowed tomorrow. It's gonna be 30-something in 2 days. I'm done.
I'm in a mess with the mowing. I'm in a mess with the weather.
Yeah.
I'm sick one day, then I'm not. Then I'm a little sick. Then I'm not.
Yep. Exactly. I have to take my mower off for its annual spring tune-up.
Nice.
The wife comes in today and she's like, "You're gonna have to mow here in a couple days." And I looked and I was like, "Yeah." I mean, a week ago it was as brown as the wall behind me, and now it's as green as my left eye.
You're going to have to wait though until.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's so wet.
Yeah.
You don't have a spare mower, do you?
No.
That I can borrow?
No, I do not.
I need one.
I do not. I could probably drive mine over there, but it would take a week.
A week?
Yeah. It's not fast.
You're not that far away.
It's not that fast.
Then stay on it and just do the job for me and then drive back.
Oh, okay. Will you bring me a drink?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's so nice. Kathy is watching secretly from work, so shh, we cannot mention that.
Hi.
And Natalie's trying to justify herself by saying the button says notify me. Well, what if I hit it? I can't hit it because I'm already here.
You're rambling.
Why not? We haven't been on this show for like a week, so I might as well. I didn't pull this up to really mention it during the show, because it's not a band that we feature very often, or if ever. But daggone, if Tommy DiCarlo didn't pass away just a few days ago from Boston.
Oh, the band?
Yeah.
When was he in Boston?
2008 until now. Well, until
okay, so
2
not
days
Tom
ago.
Schultz or
No.
I mean, sad news.
Yeah, March 9th, he passed away at the age of 60. That was just a couple days ago. Because what's today? Today's the 11th, so we're doing this live on the 11th. So yeah, it was brain cancer got him just a couple days ago. So I wanted to mention that. That's not one of our stories, obviously, that we're scheduled to cover, but I figured we'd throw it out there anyway because it is.
I get those. I get those vague notifications, the clickbait ones.
Right.
They just pop. I think they're Google even doing it, and it's just classic rocker dies at 62.
Yeah.
And part of me wants to click, but then I'm like, no, they want me to click.
Yeah.
And then I don't. And then
they're
I wait
not
for you
telling
to
me
tell
what
me.
to do. I'm not doing it.
Right. I mean, Natalie tells me what to do every day, and I've had it.
Yeah. Don't need
no one
it
else.
anymore. No more. It's ridiculous. So I'll say it to everybody. Welcome to everybody that's in the chat. Mama TBT's in there too. She was first. And by golly, she let everybody know too. She said, I'm first. Maybe you guys should show up a little bit earlier. Good for her. I'm glad.
Spunk. A lot of spunk there.
Absolutely. She'll kick everybody's ass. I love it. Kathy's got her earbuds in. We appreciate it. Kathy, of course, we love having you on. Because you have a lot of knowledge and probably end up saying some of the stuff that we have to say on here so that we can. So of all the stories that we have for tonight, we've probably got one that could actually take the longest. And I think this is just because of the history of a specific court case that's been going on since 2024, I believe. It was part of the Justice Department from the last administration. So if you don't remember, the Justice Department back in 2024, we're just going to jump right into this. Back in 2024, the Justice Department said, hey, we're going to talk to you, Live Nation, hashtag Ticketmaster, and we're going to do something about your whole thing with this ticket stuff. This is ticket stuff that Ace and I have bitched about for years.
Right.
Whether it's sitting in line trying to get a ticket, sitting in line online.
In the queue,
only to get to the end of the queue, and they're either already sold out or you're kicked out of the queue. Call that what it is, an anomaly, a glitch in cyberspace, whatever. But a lot of this happens too, or happened in the past. I'm sure it probably still is. Happened when you're part of like a pre-sale. A classic example, Citibank. Citibank routinely has pre-sales. You have an artist pre-sale, you have Citibank pre-sale, you have this, you have that, blah, blah, blah. I've heard
T-Mobile.
Right. And I've heard people going into these pre-sales, and the whole point of having a pre-sale is to be able to get your tickets before they're released to the public. And it may be 2 days before. How can you get a notification that it is sold out on a pre-sale?
On a pre-sale.
Right. Somebody will probably chime in and say, probably because they only allot a certain amount of tickets. And I want to say hi to Andrea real quick, who is saying hello from Italy. We appreciate you coming in. Good to see you.
Hey.
Thank you. How do you run out of tickets? If I could sell out a show for a pre-sale, let it happen. So long story short, I'll get back on point here. Live Nation, and I'm going to make sure I get this right, has reported, it's not reportedly, with all this information to come out, they actually settled this antitrust lawsuit which could bring structural changes, it's air quotes if you're just listening to this, to the company.
Right. The basis of it, though, was that they were considered a monopoly.
Yes.
With them and Ticketmaster having the corner market. Because besides them, after that, it's just the scalpers, the secondary market, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Part of this reported deal is that Live Nation will pay $200 million to states that participated in the lawsuit. But it appears that that money is only a small part of what could be coming for Live Nation and Ticketmaster. The lawsuit that was brought was the Justice Department, as I've already mentioned, as well as attorney generals from 40 states. So 40 different states joined in on this lawsuit against them. The changes that apparently will be coming because of this, or hopefully, one of those changes is expected to include that Ticketmaster will be opening its ticket selling platform to third-party vendors. And additionally, venues will be able to list available tickets through other vendors in addition to what's for sale on Ticketmaster. So everybody's next question is, does that mean we get cheaper concert tickets? Maybe. It's not a definite yes. It's a maybe. And that's going to be a long-term effect. So it's difficult to predict all of this stuff that's going on, but it should at least help cut down on instances where Live Nation monopolizes ticket sales by locking venues into contracts where they could only use Ticketmaster, because that's what happens. You have to use Ticketmaster. You have to be in their queue. That's it. What everybody's hoping to see is that there's going to be a competitive market for ticket prices, which of course could potentially lead to lower costs when you have multiple vendors involved. It's kind of like the soda industry or the potato chip industry. You have so many different choices that, I want you to buy, I don't know, RC. So we're going to make it cheaper than Coke, cheaper than Pepsi.
Right.
So therefore you buy that one because it's cheaper, if you like it. So hopefully we'll see it. It doesn't necessarily mean that fans will suddenly have access to dirt cheap tickets. There are still several factors that drive high concert ticket prices, including increased costs for production, travel, and of course, venue rentals. Those all get passed down to the buyer because, nobody else is going to pay for that. So it'll be interesting to see. The whole thing with this Ticketmaster and Live Nation story, it actually is going to lead into our next story that we'll get into here in a couple minutes. But I'm sure, as everybody remembers from past shows, when Ace and I have bitched nonstop about ticket prices and all that, is that there have been a number of artists who tried their best to combat, those ridiculous ticket prices. Taylor Swift, she's on that list of trying to get it done. In the rock world, Greta Van Fleet, they've shared their thoughts on scalpers on social media and have actively been trying to resolve issues with that. They got some of their recent general admission tickets at $50, which isn't bad considering most of them are well over $100 for other artists. Tom Petty's done stuff to combat it. Of course, legendary bands, Metallica, AC/DC, Iron Maiden, Pearl Jam, they utilize a paperless ticketing system because the resale prices with the paper ticket and all that, but everybody's going digital now. So does that really help?
Well, the other thing is, this doesn't feel like, though, and we don't know all the details yet, not from that article, but the antitrust lawsuit didn't break up Live Nation and Ticketmaster. It didn't bust the trust. It left them intact. So if there's a true corner market that they have, they've got that market cornered. How does it help anyone if there's still one entity able to do whatever they want? You already have states objecting to it that are still going to sue. They're filing their own lawsuits. Utah, New York, California, Pennsylvania. I think even DC has gotten into this.
Right.
So I don't know if not breaking them up, I don't know if that's going to help lower any ticket prices. And you're dumping $200 million to these states. Well, where does that money go? Do you get any of it?
Well, and that's a very good question, because this is going to go back probably however far. And much like, remember when people had, there was an antitrust lawsuit, I think, against like Marlboro or Winston's. There was a cigarette thing or whatever. And you had, as a consumer, you could register to get some of that money. And you take $300 million, and if 300 million people register and can prove that, yes, I was a smoker, or,
Right.
or I ate this chip, or I went to McDonald's, whatever, you get a share. But divide $300 million by 300 million people, and you will
Right.
get your check for $1.
Right. And really, Ticketmaster and Live Nation came away benefiting. They don't get broken up. They pay money and accept oversight, but nothing fundamentally threatens their dominance in the ticket market. They avoid the risk of a full trial that could have forced the breakup. They got to move forward with the same vertically integrated model that critics say is the core problem, and all the DOJ gets is a headline.
Yeah, it'll
To
be
make it
interesting
look
to
like they
see
did.
if more comes out of it. I'm kind of hoping, because, like you said, it's like it's an article. They get a headline. They had to settle, so a lot of people would be like, "Oh, they lost" or whatever like that. But I don't know.
Well, they have to cap their service fees at 15% now.
Right, yeah,
With this settlement, and like you said, the competitors get to sell through the platform. It limits exclusive venue contracts, but they avoided, like we said, breaking up Ticketmaster and Live Nation. So I don't know. It's weak. It feels weak.
yeah. We talked about just a couple minutes ago about them being able to use third party, venues. So that's going to be like SeatGeek, StubHub, a lot of the places that end up having tickets that you can get to later. But I'm sure those were at some point, purchased by StubHub or whatever through Ticketmaster. In addition, Live Nation is also being forced to divest 13 amphitheaters. That amount could increase if more states sign on to the settlement. The Department of Justice didn't immediately release the states that have entered into it. So
why does that matter? Why do they have to give up the venues, I wonder?
I'm going to go with, I'm imagining that that's part of their ability to sell tickets and force the venue, because it's owned by Live Nation, force them to have to use Ticketmaster. So if they own 13, then that means that those 13 amphitheaters, they're not going to have the ability to go and use those third party. They are going to have Ticketmaster only. Excuse me.
Right.
It'll be interesting to see if ours up in Indianapolis, Ruoff, which is, Live Nation, I'm assuming, I think it is. It's either that or just all the tours come in under Live Nation. But
right,
I think their Live Nation will be interesting to see if they're one that doesn't have it.
It's leverage. The venues are the leverage, because if you own the venue, you control what ticketing system is used, which promoter books the show, which artist gets priority, which fees get charged, which competitors get locked out. So, so it's not nothing. I mean, that's where the monopoly lives, is in control of the venues. So maybe that'll help. I don't know. I don't know. Who's going to buy them? Who gets them?
Right. I don't know.
It's the People's Arena. The People's Arena.
I got $20.
Maybe then we can do whatever we want on the lawn. Like, bring whatever we want, alcohol, food, any chair we want, no restrictions.
A couch.
Just chaos. Chaos.
Have a recliner.
Right.
That'd be kind of cool. Just sit back and recline and watch a show. The whole thing with that Ticketmaster Live Nation tour, actually, I said a while ago, is going to lead us into our next story. Because last week we talked about Metallica going to the Sphere, and they ended up adding more shows that we talked about last week. Well, in between last week and this week and tonight's show, they have added even more. So there is now a total of 24 shows. They're going to take us well into 2027. They originally, remember, if they announced 8 dates that were going to be between October and the beginning of October to the end of October.
That's a big change.
Yeah, huge. And what this is key to leading into this from the last story. The key is the sales, the ticket sales, the reaction, the fans. This is demand from the fans, because they weren't okay. 8 shows, great, sold out just like that. Let's add a few more, sold out just like that. Okay, here we go. Here's 24. So now 24 shows. I think that is phenomenal. But there was one issue. And that issue is what we talked about last week. And it was the ticket sales. Some of the stuff, some of the tickets were going for, upwards at, 3,000. Some of the, I think that was for like the extra stuff, the behind the scenes stuff. I don't know what they call it, but the fans were ridiculously mad because they were ranging between $700 to $3,000. Single night tickets ranging from $700 to $800. The VIP and multi-night packages were running from $1,000 to $2,900. So there's where your $3,000 comes in. Well, Metallica actually said, "Oh, wait, we see you guys complaining about this. What's going on?" So Metallica turns around and says that Ticketmaster, of course, Ticketmaster blamed a targeted attack for slow sales for tickets on March 4th to the Metallica residency.
So they're blaming the scalpers.
I don't know. I don't know how to read that. I don't know what they're trying to say. They blamed a targeted attack. What? It's a bunch of bots that were sitting there to slow the process down. And because timers went off, it kicked people out of the queue.
Well, that's how these shows get sold out so quickly, too.
But sure.
Right, because the bots go in and they're not buying 2 tickets. They're buying 20, 30, 40.
Sections, rows.
Yeah, whole sections. I've seen I talked about it on this show, a documentary about the ticket scalping and how they showed one guy doing it, and he's able to just buy like a vacuum cleaner, just sucking it all up.
Yeah.
Because that's the name of his business, Hoover Tickets.
Hoover Tickets. Metallica also put out a warning to tell people to please be aware of false promises, inflated prices, and fraudulent offers from scammers. And they urged fans to protect themselves by using official ticket partners that were listed in the post that they put out, which included Ticketmaster, Superfan Live, Vibe, and Tixer HQ. The problem with anything outside, well, see, here's the thing too. You can go to Ticketmaster if you want to get your ticket on Ticketmaster, and you select it. It's already been sold. That you're still buying it from somebody else.
Right. That's the thing. I used to think that when I went to Ticketmaster that the seat I was buying was the price they set, Ticketmaster,
right,
or Live Nation. But if you, I mean, it will tell you when you click on it, verified secondary market, verified other
resale
seller,
ticket.
resale ticket, whatever. It tells you that. And it's like, my gosh, why am I on this site when I can just go to Game Time?
Yeah. I can go to StubHub and get the same thing.
Get the same thing and probably pay a little more, a little less. You don't know.
Yeah. But you can't leave there because you'll lose your queue in line if you leave Ticketmaster.
If you can make it that far, because the queue notoriously will blow up.
Or if the bot buys the ticket you're looking at. I've done that before. You get right to checkout and it says, nah, that ticket's not available anymore.
What's the biggest factor in this? What's the biggest problem in what we're talking about? Because you said people are complaining about the prices, and Metallica heard them. We hear you, we hear you. The problem is, no matter what happens, people are buying the tickets. And as long as people buy the tickets, nothing, why change? Why change anything? And this goes to Metallica, and I've said it before, any artist, they have a say in some of what these prices are. And I'm not talking secondary market, but what Ticketmaster and Live Nation sell them for. They've got a say. So if you're willing to pay it, then why shouldn't the artist just say heck with it and set the price whatever they want? Because you're going to buy it. Somebody is.
Well, because when that ticket's sold, they're supposed to get a certain percentage of each ticket sold. So your percentage out of a $50 ticket or a $100 ticket is going to be a lot more, obviously, than a $5 ticket. Set it free and just let's do a free show. And you're still going to pay $100 because of all the fees that you have to pay. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see a band just come in and be like, you know what? We don't need the money. I mean, yeah, they still have to pay Crue and all that fun stuff, but I'd love to see what am I going to pay for a free show? Because it's not going to be free.
No, there's a processing fee. There's a setting fee. There's a paper fee, even though there's no paper.
There's a hidden fee.
There's a hidden fee.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, and the thing is, like when you click on it, on the ticket, it will tell you all in pricing.
Yeah.
So it makes you feel like what you're looking at, $24.95 for the lawn, is what you're paying. But they just throw it all at the end. The rest of it.
And when you check out, you're at $175.
Right. But boy,
close.
and I'm guilty of it too. You get to go there. Oh, at least I get to go. I guess whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's this fear of missing out on some of these concerts, the FOMO. There's the YOLO. You only live once.
I can't take my money with me when I die.
I mean, I know somebody that has tickets to the Sphere. They bought them just a couple days ago.
Yep.
And very excited. I have no idea what was paid for those tickets.
I was going to ask you if you reached out and asked.
I am afraid to. I'm afraid to.
Don't be afraid to. It's not like you paid for it. But I'd love to know. Because much like what we said last week, not only are you paying, let's go on the bottom and say it was $700. And if you bought two, there's $1,400 in tickets, plus the hotel, plus the flight. Because I know exactly who you're talking about. They got to fly. They're not going to drive.
Right.
But I get it. That's what people do for vacations. They fly and they go on a vacation and do something. But it'd be so much nicer if you didn't have to pay that outlandish price.
I sent him a text. I'll see if he responds.
Okay.
And see if he tells me. But yeah, you got to fly. As we said it last week.
Yeah.
I mean, you're 4 days in. If you do 2 shows, you're 4 days in. And your hotel, your flight, your food, the venue.
Yeah.
Don't forget the merch.
Yeah, I was going to say your T-shirts, your Metallica beer.
I mean, you and I would love to go to this show, but even if they put a Sphere in Indianapolis, like you talked about a while back, I still don't know if I could afford it.
Probably not.
I don't. I mean, it's an hour and a half up the road, but I don't know that I could swing it.
Yeah.
And do you believe for 1 minute that they are stopping adding shows? Do you believe it?
No, I think they're going to try to get up to 30.
I think they are saying that, but money talks, and if they've got free time, because here's the thing: once everything's set up in the Sphere, the video packaging, the audio, all the things they have to do, it's there.
Yeah.
They just have to show up, plug it in, and turn it on and go. That's it.
Could this be attacked by not Metallica, but maybe by Ticketmaster, maybe by Live Nation? All 24 shows sell out? Oh man, I missed it. Well, guess what? You're in luck. Here's 5 more. Here's 6 more.
I'm not saying Metallica reps aren't being sincere.
Sure.
I don't think they're lying to you right now and saying that they're not going to do anymore. But
agreed.
How easy is it to just go to one place and do a handful of shows, and you don't have to set up anything, you don't have to do any. Hell, you may already live there.
Hey, Sammy Hagar, perfect example. He said it himself. I don't want to go on tour. I can do this in my backyard.
Right? Exactly. And here's another thing. We're talking about the price of these tickets for the Metallica show. Last weekend, that was the start of the Alice Cooper Chris Angel collaboration. I looked at tickets for that, $140.
Wow.
Think about that. You're seeing a magic show inside of a rock concert with Alice Cooper and Chris Angel, well-known people.
Maybe you're seeing a rock concert inside of a magic show.
Maybe one way. Who knows? It's an illusion.
Yeah, you don't know what you're seeing.
But you could have. I'm saying, and that's still pricey. But for Vegas, is that pricey? $140?
No way.
I don't think so. So what? I hate to say it, but what would I rather do if I was already out in Vegas, and the Metallica show's there, and there's tickets available, and there's tickets available for Alice, and I'm already there. I don't have money for this, but I can go to Alice.
Yeah. Man, I really wish I could go to Metallica, but hey, why not go see a Magic Alice show?
A Magic Alice show.
See, I should copyright that. I'm glad you brought up Alice Cooper, because we've actually got a story about Mr. Cooper. He announced a couple days ago that the release of his definitive autobiography, Devil on My Shoulder, which will be released on October 8th, 2026. So the month of October, right before Halloween, we're going to get this. But that's not it. He's also going to embark on a UK book tour. Does great for us here in the States. It's in the UK. Get over it. Buy the book. Read it anyway. This book is building on over 60 years of his folklore. Alice Cooper will support the book's launch with an intimate 8-date UK speaking tour. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Instead of a concert, you're getting a speaking tour. Each evening will feature.
He's going to be telling you. He's going to be telling you stories from that book in even more detail.
Yeah. Each evening will feature him in conversation with a special guest moderator, followed by an audience question and answer session, offering fans a rare glimpse behind the grease paint and guillotines. That's actually kind of cool. You know, who doesn't want to just sit in a room and talk to Alice freaking Cooper?
I think that the book is going to be one of the best rock biographies you will ever read.
Natalie said it is her. She is going over there to moderate.
I think it'll be one of the best books because I feel like Alice will have his hands all over this. And he has already said in this article how deeply honest he's going to be about his addictions and the problems he had, through the years, the good and the bad and the ups and the downs. And I think it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to
really
reading
depressing.
Yeah. That's a possibility. I'm looking forward to either reading it or listening to the audio. Hopefully he records it as an audio because I like listening to Alice Cooper talk.
Yeah, it's always better when the biographer reads
Right.
his own biography.
Absolutely. I don't think, let's see. Devil on My Shoulder is the definitive memoir from Alice Cooper, and his UK tour dates start in October on the 11th and run 11, 12, 13, 14, skipping to 15th, 16, 17, skipping to 18th, 19th, 20th. So from the 11th, October 11th to October 20th, just about every single day. It looks like there's a travel day in between two of them. So if you are listening in the UK, you want to go see one of these, please go get a picture and then email us.
Maybe Andrea from Italy can drive up a
There
little
you
ways
go.
and go to one of these shows.
Absolutely. This is cool. I hope that he brings something like this to the States, an intimate little tour of theaters, not an amphitheater, but like the Marat up in Indianapolis, venues like that, because that'd be really, really cool to be able to just sit and listen to him talk. Devil on My Shoulder, definitely going to be worth the read. I can't wait to read it and or listen to it. It's Alice Cooper. There's a lot of stuff about Alice Cooper that people only see in his videos on screen, but he is like his character, the character of Alice Cooper is such a different person than the actual man Alice Cooper is.
Well, right. One of the things he points out in that article is, he's been married 50 years.
Yeah.
And when you see the character of Alice, you don't even think about that guy's married. That's a crazy man up there.
No, because the characters that, the murderous, corrupt, theatrical character and, just blah, he's just a monster. But then the real guy is actually a sober pastor's son who has been happily married for, like you said, 50 years.
Right.
He's
The problem's
the character.
Right, he is, and he says that at the end of the concert. And playing Alice is me, is what he says.
Mm-hmm.
The problem Alice had was defining who those two people were when you mixed in alcohol, because you get a little lost sometimes and not knowing who you are, and that's why it's important when he says playing the character of Alice is me. He's separating those two people at the end of every show.
Yeah, it's very unique. I know you've been to a couple, at least Alice shows, and he's just, how old is he now?
Recommend.
Is he 70?
74?
And he's still out there hard charging. I gotta look that up real quick. Alice Cooper is 78.
78? Oh my. I was way off.
If you are going to be in the Indiana area or the Louisville, Kentucky area, April 19th, Alice Cooper will be at the Mill in Terre Haute. If you are a longtime listener of this podcast, then you will know that Ace and I have been to the Mill, and we came back and did a review of the Mill. Phenomenal place. Love it. It's a great outside venue for you to see a show. That is April 19th in Terre Haute, Indiana. Or you could wait until September 17th if you're Indianapolis and South, and you can go to Louisville, Kentucky, at the Kentucky Exposition Center, September 17th. That must be during the Kentucky State Fair. That show is at 10 a.m.
Oh, wow.
That's what it says. I really hope that's wrong. Yeah, he just turned 78 because his birthday is February 4th. So just last month. Louisville, Kentucky, 10 a.m. at the Kentucky Exposition Center. Got to be during the Kentucky State Fair.
Yeah, get up early for that one.
No, wait a minute. What date did I say?
What?
September 17th. That's part of Louder Than Life.
Yes, he's on that bill.
Yes, that's what it
and,
is.
and he's 10 a.m. He's that far down the bill.
He's not far enough down the bill. He's way early.
Well, he I think a year ago was third or fourth from the top.
Yeah.
So
Sorry, that's kind of shocking.
This will be outdoors though, won't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it has to be.
Here's one of the things I don't like about shows like Alice's in daylight. You miss so much.
Yes.
Yes, you miss so much in the lighting and the theatrics of it.
Why does Kathy say that you love Louisville?
Because she knows I absolutely hate going to Louisville, Kentucky. Hate it. I hate driving there. Nothing against the state of Kentucky. It's not that. I just find it crowded, confounding. I don't like the bridge and the way the freeway is, and I just don't like any of it.
Are you okay?
I'm just about to have a fit about Louisville, Kentucky. I hate the fact that shows I want to see can't just drive a little further and come to Indianapolis as well.
2 hours north and go to Indianapolis.
Just do your show in Kentucky for the Kentucky people.
Yeah.
And then come up to see us. Why? Why can't we do that?
I don't know. This reminds me, like, if you were complaining about this and somebody was picking on you about it, I would totally defend you. Much like what has happened with Mötley Crüe recently as Nikki Sixx. And this is just a quick, stupid story. I'm sorry. It's not stupid. I'm sorry, Nikki, if you're listening. I don't want you to attack me. It's a cute little story because somebody, a fan, somebody that calls themselves a fan, got on to Nikki Sixx's.
You can tell this band has been together a long time and they've matured a little bit.
Yes. A supposed fan, I think it's just somebody trying to stir the pot, goes on Nikki's, I want to say it was his Instagram, and says, you should get Vince jogging or on some Ozempic. That fat shit can't sing. It actually says can't sign because he can't spell. But Nikki Sixx, he didn't really go into a tirade. I'm going to edit this for speaking reasons since Mama TBT is in here. Nikki Sixx replied the next day and says, what an embarrassing thing to post to me about my singer who's been with me for 45 years. No matter what you think, he's my brother, and you can go suck one. That's classy. That is a classy response. That is not the response we would have got in 1990 from Nikki Sixx.
He might have said nothing or just agreed with him. He might have agreed with him.
Yeah.
I respect it because it's really cool to stand up for Vince. As much as people give him crap, we've given him crap.
We have.
He goes out there no matter what.
Yeah.
And runs around and chugs around and does his thing. And he doesn't miss shows no matter what, unless he's got a heart ailment. And he didn't miss shows. They just had to postpone them.
Right.
Or the stroke. It was the stroke he had.
Yeah. We give him so much crap, but I'm still going to the Return of Carnival of Sins tour because I love Mötley Crüe. I will absolutely give him crap. However, I will defend our state of going after Vince because we watched a couple videos and we were like, holy crap. He sounds good. He may not be better. He may not be like he was in 1984, but guess what? Neither are we. But he's still out there doing it. I'm sure a lot of what people are complaining about it's not just about Vince's singing or his weight gain or anything like that. I think a lot of it revolves on the whole Mick Mars situation. Well, that is now over. Right. We have new revelations about that we talked about a few weeks ago. That some of the stuff that was supposedly said really wasn't.
And if there isn't, and I don't know Vince Neil, other than John Five, who I perceive as a really quiet, nice guy, there's probably not a nicer guy in that band than Vince Neil.
Probably.
I mean, especially the age he is now. He just wants to go do his shows. The party life is over. He just wants to, go out, do shows, and enjoy himself. And, people sit behind keyboards all the time.
Oh, absolutely.
All the time and talk shit. And that you couldn't get them to go up there on the stage and do anything like close to what Vince Neil does.
Right.
Good or bad.
Not at all.
I got a text back.
Oh, on the Metallica
Sphere
tickets.
Yep, Metallica tickets for the Sphere. $600 a ticket for both nights. So $300 per ticket per night. So $1,200 roughly. So not quite as high as some, but right about on the low end is what. Yeah, right about on the lowest end. $300 is what we were hearing. And I don't know if that. I'm assuming that includes fees and everything. The Biosphere fee.
Yeah. Did you say the Biosphere? Was it Pauly Shore?
Why not?
That actually, and I don't think there's going to be a bad seat in the house. I don't think there is a bad seat there.
Here's the problem. The Sphere is made to be a place where you sit and enjoy the show, like the Wizard of Oz when they show the movie. What do heavy metal fans like to do at concerts? They like to stand.
Yeah.
And I think that might be a problem seeing everything the way you want to see it if you're standing it. But there's speakers built into the seats. Bass, big bass woofers. That
big
when
bass
you sit,
woofers.
Yeah. So when you sit in the seat and there's a heavy bass line or something, you'll feel it, right?
It's immersive.
So you're going to take away the experience if you're standing. So,
yeah. Another quick story for those of you who remember, boy, we're doing a lot of what we've talked about before and done this and done that. Just a couple years ago, I think it was 2023, album of the year for myself, and I believe you as well, was Child Within the Man from Sebastian Bach. A lot of people have been asking, when are you going to do another solo album? The thing is, according to an interview with Sebastian Bach, he says that a lot of that record was wrote during the pandemic, so there was plenty of time. Couldn't really go out and do concerts, couldn't do all that stuff, so there's plenty of time to write and record and all of that. So basically, if you're waiting for one now, don't hold your breath. That's literally it. Don't hold your breath, because rock is back. There's stuff going on. There's things to do, and all I'm hearing, I ain't got time. I ain't got time to do that. I'm the lead singer of Twisted Sister. By golly, I ain't got time. Which I guess kind of sucks if you were a fan of that album that he put out a couple years ago. It's phenomenal in my opinion.
It is.
It's really, really good. And yeah, so maybe we won't get one from him for a while, and that's okay. That just means we have to stick to listening to Child Within the Man, which was good.
It's a great record.
Yeah, that was just a quick one, and really that was for Viper, because he loves it when we talk Skid Row or Sebastian Bach, and there just so happened to be a Sebastian Bach story this week, so I thought it was important. Another band who will be getting back into the studio as soon as they find a studio to record in is Great White, who are trying to find a studio right now so that they can create new music for the first time with singer Brett Carlisle.
Right.
It was a recent interview. Mark Kendall confirmed that they are still working on new music after Carlisle was named the band's official new vocalist back in 2022, but they haven't yet. If you remember, we talked again a few weeks ago about Carlisle being part of American Idol. He was cut at some point during the show. Imagine that.
He's a professional.
That's not what they're looking for. So he got cut. Yeah.
They probably hated him, but thought we can't just let him not go to Hollywood.
Who's the
right?
blonde?
You talking about Carrie Underwood?
Yes. I think she liked him. Because she's like,
Well, I'm
oh
sure she
man,
did.
it's another one of my rockers. Because she likes rockers.
Right.
She
yeah.
likes rock music.
She probably sings Great White in her show.
Yeah.
She breaks down in the middle of it and does Paradise City. Do what?
What?
But yeah, she performs rock show songs in her show routinely.
Yeah, or rock shows in her song. What? Yeah, so look forward to new music from them at some point. We have no idea when.
Surprised it took this long.
I'm not with everything that they've had going on with Mark Kendall and all of that. I'm not surprised. Not surprised at all. But what does it mean, not to go off on a tangent here, what does this mean looking into studios?
Well,
do they not have a label?
They may not, because you can do so many things on your own.
Oh, for sure.
Now, I mean, they may be better off, and I'm not joking. They may be better off recording it at home in Mark Kendall's basement.
Yep.
And just do it on Pro Tools.
He was asked if fans can expect a new album from Great White in 2026. The answer to that, I had to scroll down to find it, is we've recorded a couple demos, but we haven't been to the studio to lay down tracks. We have some songs to do it, and yes, that is the plan, but I can't say confidently any dates or when we will be doing it. But we have the stuff. So, yeah, we don't know. Could be this year, could be early next year.
A studio is also very expensive.
Yeah.
And when you have a record label
prices are so high.
or a record company footing the bill, at least up front, that helps a lot. Now they take it out of your back end, but at least it's paid for
right out of
away.
your ass.
They do. Yeah, don't get me started on the music industry. It's terrible.
Speaking of new music, there's been a report coming straight from the world's most famous guitarist, Nuno Bettencourt, as he has confirmed that Extreme has completed work on its 7th studio album. I do believe we mentioned something about this just a couple weeks ago because, it was a Nuno Bettencourt story and Extreme. And we talked about how much we absolutely loved Sixx. 7 is apparently done, which is good. And some of the key notes I read from this interview is that there are 18 to 20 new tunes. And according to Nuno, he says it's the greatest album they've ever done, much like what every artist says. But he's thinking they're going to release it probably towards the end of the year. However, they're hoping to do a single per run, like maybe for the summer, for the Def Leppard European tour, maybe in June, drop our first single, which would be great because that would be in time for the Mötley Crüe tour. When we go up to Indy to see that tour, maybe they'll drop a second single, and then, by the end of it, they actually release the whole thing. So that's actually exciting. Kathy said excited. I absolutely, I'll double down on your excitement because Extreme, with that last album, if this is anything close to it, and for Nuno to say that this is their best one.
Yeah, they're saying it's the best one, and the last one was great.
Yeah.
Do you think all 18 tracks will be on that record, or are they just saying we have this many songs and they've already got it done, so it's completed. So it makes me wonder.
I think they're on there.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're all going to be on there. Yeah, which you're right. That is a lot.
That's a lot. There's a lot of records that could be trimmed down a little bit.
Yeah.
Like Hot in the Shade by Kiss, Hysteria by Def Leppard. Trim it down a little.
Yeah.
This one, we'll see. I'm excited to see what they're doing. So,
Bettencourt adds, this album is everything for us. This is our career. the whole thing is this next freaking album. So we have an opportunity to do something for ourselves, not for anybody else, ourselves, and raise that bar for ourselves and let everybody know that we are a rock band and let everybody know that we've always been all in, that we've been passionate, that we leave it always on stage, that we don't take anything for granted. We don't take our fans for granted, and we don't take rock and roll for granted. So I told the guys, this album has to dwarf what we did.
So somebody's got a chip on his shoulder.
Hey, you know what? Good.
That's good. Yeah,
because if
play
that's
like
what
that.
it's going to take to put that out, and good. That last album was heavy. Some of it was heavy, real just punchy. I loved it.
Yeah, when you talk, like the people are, like the critics are still criticizing you heavily like that.
Yeah.
And you still talk that way 30 years later, it may not be a bad thing. And when you say, hey, we need to put a record to get Nuno back on our side because he's been everywhere.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Exactly. So good. We'll look forward to that. We'll pay attention to some singles coming out. Of course, we will let you know when we know more about that. Our final story for this evening is interesting, to say the least, as work has begun on the Masters of the Universe movie soundtrack. There's okay. So album soundtracks, there are many out there that are amazing. Top Gun, Shrek. I see what I did. I threw Shrek in because it was funny.
Footloose.
Footloose. The original Footloose, that is.
Right.
Karate Kid. We're talking Chicago, all this Happy Gilmore soundtrack. All this stuff was great. Now, we just may have another one to add to that list as He-Man movie, Masters of the Universe. They have confirmed that Queen legend Brian May is working on this soundtrack. In a post, he states, "I have the power," which, if you know anything about He-Man, that's what he says. So Brian May says it's a great joy to work tonight on scrumptious brand new He-Man movie. He's working with the director, the composer, and chief sound man on this soundtrack. We do not have details on what his involvement means other than he's involved.
What will it be? Anything like the Flash Gordon soundtrack? Do you remember Queen doing the Flash Gordon soundtrack?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is like 1980.
Right. Now, it's just Brian May, not the whole band.
Correct.
Obviously, but yeah, I the first thing I saw or thought of when I saw this article was Flash Gordon. Yeah. He will save every one of us. That one.
Do that one more time.
That's okay.
Okay.
Once is enough.
So yeah, I thought this was very interesting because it's been since 1980 since they did the Flash Gordon, but this was a last minute addition to throw on here because I just ran across it and I was like, holy crap. But so Brian May, Queen, working on Masters of the Universe movie soundtrack. I cannot wait. I am so excited. I just can't hide it.
Nice.
Thanks.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we're not going to knock it just quite yet. I don't want Nikki Sixx to come at us for knocking anything. We'll give it a chance, I promise. With that being said, that's the show for tonight. That's it. It's been 60 minutes. 60 minutes that you spent with us, and we appreciate it very much. Please be sure to leave us some feedback only if it's 5 stars.
Kathy, Van Halen 4 would also be exciting, but not in the way you're thinking.
Exactly. No Gary Sharon. So on that note, we are out of here. We will be back next week, as far as I know, because unless we get rained out, and we can't. So I don't have a joke for this evening other than moderator Natalie.